Now in this episode, I'm going to be talking about why I think Monkey D. Dragon has Gold D. Rogers Devil Fruit. To start off, for the few of you that don't know who Dragon is the leader of the Revolutionary Army. Let me give it to you from what it says verbatim. Dragon the Revolutionary is the infamous supreme commander of the Revolutionary Army who has been attempting to overthrow the world government. He is the world government's greatest enemy, considered to be the most dangerous, most wanted man in the world. He's also Luffy's father, and he's also Garp's son. Now, going through the history of Dragon, we don't see him much throughout the series, so there's a lot of speculation going around on what his power is, how strong he is, what his motivations are, why he hates the Celestial Dragons, and there's a big mystery surrounding him. But let's talk about what we do know and what we have seen of him. So in the East Blue Saga and Logtown arc, Dragon was walking the streets of Logtown as a storm broke out and stated that Luffy being the Pirate King was fine with him, which is fantastic. Now, when the Marine and Captain Smoker had his son Luffy pinned on the ground, Dragon intervened and a massive gust occurred that blew away the Marines and freed Luffy. There's a key to it right there. As the Straw Hat Pirates sailed off, Dragon watched and told Luffy to go on and make his dream happen before asking Smoker what reason he had to prevent a man from setting sail. So that's the first time we see him. And you don't really get to know that it's him. You don't get the reasons. It's just a guy that saves him. And for the longest time when I was growing up, that was insane to me. And you just see a gust of wind and you just kind of go from there. Now, continuing on, so far in the series, the few times he was seen outside of Baltigo, there was always at least the suggestion of a storm coming, if not one already there. Like I just stated earlier, this happened when he saved Luffy in Logtown during where Roger got executed. It also happens in the Goa Kingdom when the residents were saved by a wind tunnel through the flames. In the anime, he arrived at the top of the ship after rescuing Sabo with a gust of wind seemingly appearing from nowhere. Now, this is referencing his appearance as a support character in One Piece Gigantic Battle, and its sequel as well, where he can help his leader blow his opponents away with a gust of wind. Now, a lot of this is very similar. A lot of people like to speculate that he probably has a Logia fruit of wind, he has something to do with storms, because it's usually always a storm. That's where it kind of throws me off that it might not just be a wind. It could be a wind if he really can manipulate the weather that way and utilize the wind to do that. But let's continue on to why I think he has Roger's Devil Fruit and no one else's. Now, I first noticed that in Strong World Episode 0, it is shown how Gold D. Roger escaped from Shiki's fleet using a storm that wrecked Shiki, as said in the episode Gold D. Roger clashed and was sparred by a sudden change of weather. And later, when Gold D. Roger died, it was again nice weather when suddenly it started to storm. Coincidence? I don't think so. And we saw that Monkey D. Dragon was present at the execution, and they made it known that he was there. Like, they only showed so many people. Now, continuing on, he also looked in his coat looking like he was there for a cause. Before I end with my biggest argument, if you continue on in adding some other arguments, if you look at Portugas D. Rogue, which is Ace's mom, right when Roger died, she was looking at the sky like she could tell from the weather something happened to Roger. Just simple speculation on that part. But going back to Logtown, when Roger was gonna be executed, I said that he was probably there for a cause, Dragon that is. Now, what if he found out a way to get Roger's Devil Fruit after he died? Now, this would make sense in a lot of ways because there's a lot of correlations with that one scene in Strong World with this huge fight. Why would they show just that? To show that he devastated half of Shiki's crew and all of these factors, if there wasn't a resemblance in that. Now, from there, if Dragon has Roger's Devil Fruit, it would make sense why he's the most wanted man in the world. Because now he's a guy that has obtained the Pirate King's Devil Fruit power. He's able to control storms, which in One Piece world is an OP fruit, because that lets you control basically the ocean. You could get anywhere so much quicker, you could travel quicker, you can cause huge amounts of chaos. It would be insane for you to have a fruit like that. Even if it was a Wind Logia fruit, you can manipulate all that thing. It's so much. Now, I will go into a little bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want spoilers, I'd click off right now. But for everyone that has watched the latest chapters, we do know that his dad Garp, and we do know Roger went into a battle with the Rocks. Now, Shiki was a part of the Rocks, so I do think Roger's fight with Shiki was down the road, but it would make sense that Dragon was of age at that point, and he knew that Garp was fighting to save the celestial dragons at that point in time. So maybe Dragon saw after that how bad and despicable the celestial dragons were, and he was like, Dad, how could you? I would never fight for people of this nature. That's just ungodly. I couldn't. So I'm gonna go completely against you. I'm going rogue. I'm gonna fight against the celestial dragons. I'm going to take them down. I'm gonna become a revolutionary. And then down the road, he knows about Roger's power, and he ends up taking it, and he goes against the military. He goes against the Marines, and that's just what I kind of speculate and I kind of feel is going on here. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys want to support the channel, it would mean so much to me if you guys could support. Head down to patreon.com/animegogowatcher. Other than that, later.